Hello guys and welcome to this small non-LPing update. I still have a cold, so it's quite hard for me to speak clearly and concisely, even though I've never really been able to do that, but bear with me regardless. So basically I have a website called Iiosia.com, which it basically revolves around this fantasy world that I have made up in my head, that I occasionally write stories for, and I'm designing a game system, a D&D type game system with some other people, and I'm just letting people know, in case they're interested, that I have another story on the site. I had one before, and if you don't know anything about this, what you do is you go try and, if you don't know anything about this, I would like you to go and read Twisted Fates, because Twisted Fates is a decent story. The new story, The Claw, is not a decent story. Well, having said that, it is a good story, but it's not very well written. The reason being is because I wrote this story a good number of years ago now, and it's, as I say, not that well written. My writing has improved since I wrote this story, but I released it kind of as filler, honestly, even though it's like 55,000 words. This is 55,000 words of filler, because I do try and update this, or I tell myself that I'll update this site regularly, but I don't. No, I don't. So if you haven't seen this site before and you're interested in reading something that I might have written, read Twisted Fates, because that's been proofread, and I think it's a half decent story. It's a half decent book. It's more of a prelude for another thing, but it's a good tale on its own, and you should read that. If you have read Twisted Fates and you enjoyed it and you want to read something else, feel free to read The Claw. But like I say, it's a few years old now, and yeah, it's not as well written. It's a good story. It's a good little fantasy tale, but it's as I say, it's not the best written, and it hasn't been proofread or anything. In fact, it's been a long time since I've actually read it myself. I mean, I went through a few things and changed a couple things that I knew I had to change, but other than that, it hasn't been proofread. So grammar Nazis out there will have an absolute field day at it. But I've uploaded it, as I say, pretty much as filler, but I hope that some of you might get some enjoyment out of it, maybe. As I say, it's 55,000 words or something long, so have fun with that. After Christmas, I mean, the Christmas has just been, not like in 11 months' time, I was working on this story over here, Darkness in Shadow, but as with all things, I was rewriting it, and it happens that I just add more stuff, and it gets more complex and more involved, and it turned out to be far more epic to the plot of the world and everything that I'd originally intended, and so I couldn't possibly finish it in any decent amount of time, so I released The Claw. So if you want to go and read The Claw, then feel free, or if you're new, then just take a look around the site. The site itself, there's quite a lot on it. I don't like the way it's designed, though. I am not a web designer, as you can possibly tell. You can probably see that. I'm not a very good web designer. If anyone's out there who feels they want to design the site for me in a similar sort of layout, then get in touch, and we'll see if we can work something out. I say it's not my major project. My major project, pretty much computer-wise, is LPing. But I sometimes try and do stuff like this. You know, it's a little bit more creative, a bit more original. So if you want to help me out with that and make a decent looking site, I'm fine, thank you. Then get in touch, but don't expect anything for it. And as I say, I try to update this site every Sunday, but it really doesn't happen very often because I'm a bit lazy. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. So thanks guys, thanks for watching that. So Iiosia.com, I'll put a description in the link. Go and have a look around if you haven't been there before. Let me know what you think. Yeah, if you haven't read Twisted Fates and you want to read something, if you really want to read something, if you're really bored and have watched all of my videos and every single other video on YouTube, and I've done every single other possible thing you could possibly do in your entire life, then read The Claw. Otherwise, read Twisted Fates, because it's better. Okay, I think that about sums it up, so Thanks for watching, and toodaloo.